Forgive me if I forgot the person who sent me this story that's coming out of Detroit. Now we can say something that's coming out of Detroit since people want to throw Oxford into Detroit. This is a story coming out of Detroit where you have this woman by the name of Stephanie Marie Binder, or who was basically arrested during a traffic stop and had 4 children rescued because she was in the middle of an abduction. And thankfully, the Detroit police put their tinfoil hat on and said something is not right here. Because imagine if they had just ignored this woman would have got away with a multiple child abduction. And to my knowledge, all the kids that she kidnapped, and I'm just saying this is from what I heard, I'm not sure how true it is, that all these kids were black. So let me go ahead and get into it. Detroit police officers who noticed something peculiar about a woman and 4 children in a van they stopped for a traffic violation saved the youngsters from a kidnapping. The Tuesday stop on the city's northwest side and the arrest of a woman accused of abducting youngsters, an 11-year-old boy, 8-year-old girl, 7-year-old girl, and a 5-year-old boy, were detailed Friday in court at a news conference where the children's mother tearfully thanked the officers for rescuing them. Stephanie Marie Binder, age 37, arraigned in 36th District Court on 4 counts of kidnapping, child enticement, 4 counts of unlawful imprisonment, 1 count of unlawfully driving away of an automobile, and 1 count of receiving, concealing stolen property motor vehicle. She was given a bond of $5 million. It's quite frankly terrifying. Assistant Wayne prosecutor Emily Anal, what a name, said during the hearing. These kids were simply walking to school on Tuesday morning and are essentially lured and taken into the van. If the officers hadn't pulled them over, who knows where these children would be. According to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, Detroit police officers stopped a car with a woman and the children inside after the vehicle went through a red light at about 7:30 a.m. Tuesday on Grand River and Evergreen on the city's northwest side. Binder, according to statements in court Friday, was driving around in a van that allegedly was marked like it belonged to a daycare center. When officers approached the passenger side of the vehicle, they observed the 4 children in the back of the seat of the van, which allegedly had been stolen, according to the prosecutor's office. The defendant allegedly lured the children into the van by telling them she was taking them to school and told the officers who stopped her the same thing. But the officers, while questioning the driver, noticed the children's body language, which showed they did not know the woman and were in trouble. Officers took the driver into custody and safely returned the children to their family. Anno told court officials Friday that Binder, who initially said the kidnapped children were hers, eventually admitted that she did not know them. Anno said that kidnapping is every parent's worst nightmare. She said Binder has an extensive criminal history that includes retail fraud and prior felony involving a fatal accident. She was just discharged from parole in April. A probable cause conference for Binder is scheduled for December 14th, and a preliminary examination is scheduled for her on December 21st in the 36th District Court before Judge Kenneth King. During a Friday news conference at Detroit Police Headquarters, the officers were commended for their great police work, especially for noticing the behavior of the defendant and the children in the van by Chief James White. The body language of the driver was off. The body language of the children were off, White said. Thankfully, our officers that made the traffic stop had the instinct and intuition to ask the next question and not just write the ticket. If they had done that, we would be having a very different conversation. So, kudos to those officers who noticed something was completely wrong with this situation and with this woman in general. Because, like they said, had they had just ignored it and brushed it off and gave this woman a ticket, who knows where these kids would have ended up. Now, this woman lied and said that she would take them to school. To the parents out there, I would highly suggest that you, one, just have your kids take the school bus. Make sure that you are watching them get on the bus and you see the bus take off. Or find a way to take them to school yourself. If you're walking distance, walk them to school. Watch them walk into the building. Don't just let them wander off, because those are young ages for them to be by themselves. 11, 8, 7, and 5. That's young. They have no parental supervision. So I would highly suggest that when it comes to situations like that, to try your best to, have your kids be taken to school by you. Because things happen so fast. And I don't know how far this woman actually got, but apparently she didn't get far enough. And the only thing that made the traffic stop happen is the fact that her speed demon self drove through that red light, or she was speeding. And that caused them to want to stop her. And luckily they were there to catch it. Because sometimes, there's not always going to be a cop sitting right there waiting. So sometimes people can get away with it. So many things worked in the children's favor that worked against her. So those kids are extremely lucky, because this could have ended badly. And hopefully she gets way more time in jail than she should. Especially since she already has a lengthy criminal history anyway. And they said she just got her parole dropped in April of this year. Well, it looks to me like she's going back to jail, and then when she gets out, she's going to get a hopefully don't give her a parole. Hopefully they make her serve the max sentence. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this story down in the comments.